made it here in a cotton poplin, but now I use a viscose fabric, so it's a little bit more flowy. Yeah, let's go. So I cut it already the front and back pattern, and here for the straps I cut it 3 centimeter wide straps. You can make it as a normal top, like this one here with normal straps, or you can make the top as a neck holder. Here I made it with normal straps, and I think now I will make it with as a neck holder top. Yeah. So now we can start with the front and back. So I folded, also I place here the back pattern and place the front pattern nice sides together like this. So, and then we can sew the side seam with normal 1 centimeter seam allowance. So, both sides. And then we can finish the seam with a normal zigzag stitch or an overcast stitch or a serger if you have. So, and in the same step we can sew the stripes together here. So I place it here like this, and then I place it here right sides together. So, and then I sew here from this point to this point with a normal stitch, and then I cut the seam allowance a little bit and press it open. And yeah, we do this with all these straps. Yeah. So, and then we can press the seams to the back. Here's my back side. And here we can press the seam open. And then we can iron it here on half, like this. And then we can sew here in the middle and turn it to the nice side. And then we can also iron the hem of the top. So I iron it here around 7 millimeters up and then 7 millimeters again. And I do the same here on the neckline, also on the other side, 7 millimeters and then 7 millimeters again. So now we can iron the seam here a little bit. And also the hem. So, and then we can finish the edge here all the way around. And then we can iron the finished edge here 1 centimeter like this. And then we can sew here with 1 centimeter. And then we can sew our strap. I sew it here in the middle. Then we can cut the seam allowance here a little bit. So, and then we can turn it to the nice side, but first I cut it on half because I need 2 of them. And then You can turn it with a loop turner, oops, or a thicker needle. I do it with the loop turner. So, and then I use a 7mm with elastic tape, and mine is 64 centimeter long, but you can first pull it through and then check if it's too long or long enough. So I start like this. I place it here on one side of the straps, and then I sew here a few stitches. So only on one side, and then I use a safety pin on the other side of the strap, and then I pull it through our tunnel here. So, and then I just pin one needle here that we don't lose the end of the elastic tape. This, and then I pull it here until the elastic tape comes out, and I pull it a little bit inside. So here starts the elastic tape, and then I sew here a few stitches. And now we can try it on and check if the elastic tape is too short or too long. So now we can check if it's too long or too short. I think mine is perfect like this. Yeah, and then we can sew the other strip. So, and then we can sew here the other side. I do it the same way. Just sew here a few stitches, and then we can sew the ends of the elastic, the ends of the straps. You can cut it here and sew a few stitches, or you can make a small knot like this. I do it most of the time like this, and then I cut it a little bit. Do the same on the other side. And if you want it with the normal straps, you can just sew the other side of the strap here. Here's the side seam, and then around 12 centimeters stretched from the side seam, and then I would pin it here and just check if it's too long or too short, and then I would sew it like this. So here a few stitches, and then I pull it to the inside like this, and then here from the outside just in the same seam a few stitches, and then you're done.